Hi, I'm Stephanie from We Love Soaps. I'm here in Venice Beach interviewing the cast of Venice the Soap.
Well, it was inspired by my experience on Guiding Light, Natalia, and just getting thousands and thousands of letters every week from fans all over the world. It was just so touching and a little overwhelming, but I thought when we were canceled, I've been writing for years with my partner, Kim Turrisi, and we were working on another pilot, and we were thinking about, because I'm a little nerdy computer person, I am, and so we were going to film a scene and put it on the web, and YouTube, and see if we can cultivate an audience for that. Mm-hmm. But after Guiding Light was canceled, I said, why don't we create something, a web show that involves a community of people, and the lead character just happens to be gay, because there seems to be a need for this, mm-hmm. and we have control over it. We can take it as far as we want to. We can say what we have to say. We can make our own thing. So she was like excellent, and like within a week, she came back with some great characters, and we added some story twists and turns and points to make it more dramatic, and it turned out to be a really fun thing. And now we're shooting it, which is amazing. And but here's the thing, because we had no budget, mm-hmm. and I have to say. It was going to come out of pocket, but you can do these things relatively inexpensive. Yeah. And then Hope Royalty came on board. She's like a techno genius, and so she had that end covered. But we sort of tweeted out that, okay, we don't have a budget, but we're going to put this thing up at the end of October. Then people started sending money.
My.
Yep. And we said, no. And what they did send, we said, okay, because they didn't want it back, we donated to charity. But then, and they were offering like thousands of dollars. I got checks with my name on it for thousands of dollars. We sent that back, but then said, so we created the store on the Venice series, www.venicetheseries.com, selling merchandise, and because of the purchases the fans have made over the past few weeks, totally covers this week. And in fact, allows us to get really good, upgrade on the camera, and more crew people to help us get this done more efficiently and take care of our actors. So everything that's happening right now, even those sandwiches out there, were bought by the fans. And that's the truth.
That's wonderful.
That's a really cool thing.
And it's called the V Shop, right?
It's called the V Shop, yes.
And what kind of stuff can they buy there?
Well, we specialize in panties, boxers, t-shirts, magnets, but we're also going to put up some PJ bottoms because I need some new ones, obviously. My SpongeBob's are wearing out.
Well, Michelle is Gina, played by Crystal Chappell. Michelle is Gina's assistant, her right hand, her confidant, the one who keeps her in line. They have a really good relationship. Gina's taken care of her for a while. They take care of each other. And she keeps Gina's ball rolling, keeps business going, helps to keep her life on track. Yes, I am friends with the writer, Kim Turrisi, and she told me, she's like, I'm writing the role for you in my web series, so you better be nice to me. And so I don't think I had an option of taking it or not. She basically said, you're going to do this. No, she was really nice, and she said, I've done the script. She's like, I want you to read it and let me know if you want to do it, which was really nice. And I read it, and I loved it, and I called her immediately and said, I'm so in. And she was like, thank you. So, yeah, I couldn't imagine not saying yes, especially after reading it and loving Kim as much as I do. So.
I'm playing the character Jamie, who is a restaurant owner of this rooftop bar, and it's the hot spot. They always come there. They love their drinks, they love their coffees, and the food's there, and it's a fun place. I'm that guy that knows everybody's business and is always hanging around and friend to everybody. He's that guy. I like him. I am a Broadway baby. I was on Broadway in Lion King, and my first Broadway show was Serafina, which was a brilliant time for me. And but I've also was a co-star in the movie I Got the Hookup with Master P, and I was featured in the film Seven with Greg Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Yeah, fun movie. Ooh, dark, love it. And as far as getting involved with this piece, I am a gay man. And I'm married. Love my marriage thing. Yay, marriage. And my husband actually is a hairdresser on Days of Our Life. And he was doing Crystal's hair. And she mentioned about her show. And he said, well, my husband's an actor. And if if you're interested, I can give you information of him. And so we sent her to my web page, my MySpace page, where she could see reels of me and my work, and she hired me.
Sammy. Well, my good friend Crystal Chappell asked me to be a part of this, and I said absolutely. And she and the writer Kim put together a great character by the name of Sammy. And Sammy is Owen's love interest. Owen is Gina's brother. Gina's played by Crystal. And it's a really beautiful pilot. It's really, what happens is that Sammy and Owen meet for the first time on a first date on a hiking path, and their aunts put them together. She is from the United States, but she did a lot of work in Africa with the Peace Corps and also worked in an AIDS vaccination center. So she's very much about healing and giving, and she comes to LA. She has moved there, lived there about a month, and meets Owen. Well, then she goes on to meet Owen's sister, who's Gina, and they immediately have some friction, Gina and Sammy, because I think that Gina finds herself threatened a bit by the closeness that Owen and Sammy have immediately. And the closeness is that, Sammy likes Owen. She likes being around him, and Owen likes being around her. But it's not like a premeditated relationship. It just is. And I think this challenges Gina for a bit. And I love the idea about that. I love that. So really, Sammy's here to give, not necessarily take anything. And this challenges Gina in some way. So I like that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I hear there's been a cast change today. You're not playing Jessie anymore?
No, well, it was actually Jenna, and I'm not playing that character anymore. I'm playing a character named Laura. It was kind of a curveball thrown at me just a couple hours ago, but working in soaps, I think we're all used to that, and used to learning new dialogue and moving quickly and all kinds of stuff, but it's actually kind of exciting. But I'm replacing Elizabeth Keener, who has fallen ill, and obviously we all wish her well, but she's not going to be able to make it. But she will be in season 2, but she will be a different character, obviously, but in a way, right now her loss is my gain, I guess. It's sort of like the stars aligned properly, and it was meant to happen. Yeah, Crystal called me this morning, was like, hey, you think you could do this? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? It'll be great. Because originally the character of Jenna was just a one-day thing that they were going to develop into something bigger in season 2, but this one is a significantly larger role, so I'll be here all week. Ladies and gentlemen.
So what can you tell us about the new role?
Well, it's completely different. This girl, Laura, she's a writer, and she's from New York, I believe. And she's a smart, confident, unapologetic woman who's comfortable in her own skin, but she's very kind at the same time, and she's successful.
Well, we've always wanted to do a project together, and, when the Otalia storyline was coming to an end and Guiding Light got canceled, and we didn't really feel like the fans were going to get exactly what they wanted, she was like, we should create a web series. So we did. And it's just that simple. We just sat together and sort of created the world of Venice. And created the characters, and then she started calling friends of hers, and, they jumped on. So it's been terrific.
How is writing for the web different than writing your show? I mean, I assume shorter episodes, but what else is different?
I actually wrote it like I was writing a film, and then we just are breaking it up by scenes. It's an interesting way to write because every word counts, and there's no throwaway dialogue, so I say to myself, well, if every word was $1, what really matters? And so you really have to make the scene really work very quickly. And so far, it's looking pretty good.